the front one made up. Just got to duplicate that on the rear. Bottom. Just got to put a little filler piece in the bottom there. Just cut that a bit short. And think about cutting the top, which I'm not looking forward to. Yeah, because this floor is not completely flat. Should just be able to pop this over here now. And there is just a bit of gap below that, so that will pull down. Yes. Right, first bit of the kitchen unit, couple of frames. They probably look a little bit short and a little bit tall. That's because they are. To get the unit in is going to have to be quite short, and obviously you need a correct sort of working height, which this will be. It'll be about 900 high by the time the worktop go on. Yeah, so they are front and back. So what I'll now do is cut a piece of ply for the end. That end, I should be able to fix that to the ply that's already in there in the bulkhead, so I shouldn't need an end that end. And I just need some uprights in the middle. Yeah, so I just need to work out where I need to put those. Whether they go to one side or straight in the middle. Yeah, so I need to cut another couple of those. Oh no, actually, no, I don't. First of all, I need to do another cross piece, because obviously there's some dead space in the top for where the sink drops down, and the bottom of the hob. You need to leave enough gap below the burners. Yeah, so I need to get a cross rail in first, and then work out what height the middle rail needs to be. Yeah, so they are 950 long, 900 high. Well, not 900, but will be 900 time the worktop go on. And depth will be 450, I think. Right, so I need to work out where I need to do the drop and cut some wood for the cross member. Right, the other thing I need to do is to make sure I've got enough drop between the bottom of the burner and the base of what's going in here, because obviously I've got to create not a gas drop. So that rail, to make sure there's enough room, that rail has got to go in at 20 centimetres across there, and that should give me 135 mil to the bottom of the burner, which is what it says in the instructions, so we better follow that. Yeah, so I'll get these two cut, get them in, and then do the centre bit. Right, there's that one. It's the front one made up. Just got to duplicate that on the rear. Cut an end, and we'll try it for size. See how it looks. I've actually gone a little bit further than 20 mil here, just to make sure we've got enough clearance. That actually does look a little bit more in proportion now. With the centre of this piece in. Doors and drawers, or whatever we decide. Right, let's get on and do the other one. Right, there's one end on. Just got to put another batten at the bottom. There's the back piece. Sitting in here somewhere. Got to put these back panels on. So that'll be in there, like that. Not square or anything at the minute, but that'll be going in there somewhere like that. That won't. So I'll be utilising this this end panel as well. Yeah, so just got that one on there at the moment. Yeah, I think that should work out okay. One thing I must remember to do before I fix this in place is to put that on. The other one of those on there. It'll be a bit tricky once that is in the way. It's got a drill and screw through that way. Yeah, and I've done those panels in these rear ones in two pieces like that. It's just 6mm ply, because you still need access to those screws if ever you need to take that panel off. The only slight drawback is, once that is there, those ones are pretty much behind that rail, which, yeah, unfortunately I think they will prize out though. They're only plastic things. That's either that or just make this whole kitchen unit kind of removable. Yeah, don't glue at this end, so I can take the whole thing out. I might have to do it like that. Yeah. What I'm doing next? So yeah, just got some more of these cross bits to go in. There's one down the bottom, one which will need to go this end, but that'll have to be fixed to there, I think. What else? So I need to put a piece in there to close that off, leave a gap up this sort of corner, so it'll be a drop down to the drop vent down there. Yeah, I did think about just doing a drop down the back, but actually it'll be easier to just do it on the side. I can close this side off, this end, once that's up against this wall. Bit of 6mm across there, 6mm right away across there, and close that right off. I think that should work okay. So that might mean I will need to cut another batten to go in there. Yeah, possibly one there. Yeah, one across there, so I can leave this back open as a drop. Yeah, so I need to cut some more of these. Right, onwards. Hope this will make a bit more sense now about what I mean about the gas drop vent piece I'm trying to work on. It's got this base bit in here, so obviously it's got to have a hole drilled for the drain to go through, and also for the tap. Cut a hole for that. But I can seal that in. And once this has got the back on and the front on, this will be like a box here, sealed box. So any gas that drops out of the hob will drop down this hole here once this is all fixed in place. Yeah, so it'll drop down there, so basically behind the back of there, out the bottom. Just got to put a little filler piece in the bottom there. Cut that a bit short. This has got to have a base section on it anyway. Yeah, and then see when that's in the correct position, I can drop through the drop vent there. Yeah, so that should sort that bit out. Yeah, so next thing will be sorting out shelves, cupboard doors, drawers, whatever I've got to do in there. I think what I'll do, put the backs on once this is in place, because then I know that I'll be able to get the back off once that's fixed in. So obviously access all that for that panel. Yeah, so that bit is coming along quite nicely. Yeah, so I've got to cut the top as yet. I've probably just got to use ply as well for that, because by the time you get the hob unit on there, the sink and hob combined thing, there ain't going to be a lot of wood left, so there's not much point in buying any oak top or anything like that. So I'll just use some ply, 12mm ply, I think should do it. Yeah, that's quite a bit of weight in there. This stuff here is quite heavy. Yeah, but I think that should work quite well. And they fitted a back panel here. It's just a piece of 6mm ply. Because the actual back panels there are not going to be screwed fully up this end, so I need to make this gas tight. So that's all sealed in on there. So there'll also be a front on here to seal this side in. Drop this down there, as I've said before. Yeah, and I think I will probably put my tap in there for the hob. So I'll have to have this as a drop down, just with some seals around it somewhere. I haven't quite figured that one out yet, but yeah, it's either that tap has either got to go there, or it's got to go inside here somewhere. The gas box, that's what I'm trying to think of. Gas box. I've got a steel one. It's going to go at the back there somewhere. Depends on where I can put a drop vent through as to exactly where it's going to go. Yeah, so obviously it's going to be copper pipe running to here. But that tap want to be sort of within easy reach really. So it's either have a drop down thing on here or an access thing. Yeah, I haven't quite thought exactly how that's going to work yet. Yeah, because I think you only need like a 5-inch lip at the bottom. If you were, you know, if it was a gas box. So I probably could maybe get away with just having a bit sealed in, or a little hatch that I can go in. Oh yes, and that's the I just cut a base piece to go in there, which seals off the underside. So obviously the gas will drop down under here, or any gas, if there is any leaks, drop down under here to a vent there, a drop vent. And there's the holes for the waste pipe and the meter wires, water level. Yeah, so I've got a little access hatch there for that. So once I've put the cable in, I can have a little cover over there just to cover that up, which will fit tightly around the waste pipe. Yeah, so I'll get this fixed down now, then think about cutting the top. which I'm not looking forward to. Yeah. Right, let's get on with it. Kitchen floor is down. That's just a bit of off-cut I got for what was it, 20 quid, so can't go wrong with that, can you? Done inside there, although I did have to do a join across there. Yeah, the only thing I would say is, in preference, it is better to do this before before you start putting units and things in. That's why I did it before I put the kitchen unit in. The only reason I left it so long was because I was actually doing most of the work in the van, which yeah, pretty sure that would have got fairly wrecked by now. So yeah, I'm just going to put a bit of this on the floor or something just to give me a bit of protection while I'm working. Yeah, obviously it's actually best to do the floor before you do anything really, or once you've done the ceiling anyway. Yeah, but I can start getting the kitchen unit in now, or I've just got to cut the holes there for the drop vent and the water outlet. Just got to cut those in. Then I'll move that back in. Kitchen unit fixed in place. Just got 4 screws holding it to the floor. The only thing I did have to do was put some packers in here, because this floor is not completely flat. When I put this in, I squared it to this side, which yeah, if I'd have known, better to square it to this side. Yeah, so I've had to just pack that out a little bit there. So I'll probably just have to put a bit of trim up there just to cover that up. Yeah, but that is well solid. I ain't going anywhere. Yeah, so that's all my drop vent is all sealed in now, right the way down. I did in the end put a batten across there, so I don't have to worry too much about this hole here when I put my water pipe, waste pipe through. Yeah, the only other ones I will have to seal up is the water pipe, fresh water pipe coming in, and obviously the gas pipe coming in. Well, actually they'll come in up here. There should be just enough space there to put them through. So obviously once they're in, they will also need sealing up. Yeah, so I think next thing, I think I will cut my top, do my top piece. Oh yeah, my waist will also need sealing in when I cut that through here. Yeah, so I think once I get that cut, I think I'll do the template. I'll cut out the hole for the hob to go through, which is going to be a bit challenging. I haven't got a template for that. There's in the book there are some. Just have to measure it really and lay it all out. So I don't know whether to do a cardboard cutout first or just go straight with it, because the trouble is, do a cardboard cutout, you then get a little bit of error every time you mark stuff and then remark it. You just built-in error, isn't it? You know. So yeah, so I think I might just mark it out on the straight on the wood, but I'll actually cut the piece first, cut the size, so I can't have a lot of overhang here. I'll have a little bit more out the front, which will need to come out anyway, because obviously once the fronts go on here, yeah, I'll need that little bit of overhang. So I think I'll work out what size that needs to be and get on and cut that. This is the worktop. I've just marked that out. I've got this Dometic MO9222R, and the R just means it's got a right hand sink. So it doesn't come with any sort of template. All you have is these diagrams. That's the right hand and that's the left hand one. Yeah, I mean, on first sort of glance you might think, yeah, it's a bit, all looks a little bit confusing. But yeah, actually it's not too bad at all, really. Yes, I've got that drawn out there. You can see those marks. Yeah, so all I have to do now is cut this out accurately to the line, hopefully. Air on caution, slightly on the inside, I think, just in case the marks are a millimetre out, but I think they are pretty accurate. I probably will just measure them again just to make sure. Yeah, so next thing is to cut that out. Yeah, one thing I did just forget to mention, this cutout here, this one, gives a dimension to this line, or measurement to this line from the baseline, 40mm. Yep, that's it, straightforward, easy enough. However, this lower one, there's no measurement at all for what that should be. Yeah, so, and I couldn't, well, I've looked and looked, but I can't see anything on here that says what that should be. No mention at all, no reference. So all I did was actually just measure off the back of the unit, the space between these two bits, which are, where those two bits go are actually these indents here. There's one each side, that one there, that one there. So all I did was just measure between the two edges, inner edges, and transfer that on there to get that that depth there. Yeah, so seems to be something I've missed off this diagram. Yeah, just in case you're measuring, working that out. I have just gone round and drilled all the corners where they change direction. More of a reminder to me, really, when I'm cutting, to stop cutting and not just carry on. So yeah, just a little sanity check there. Yeah, so I'll get the jigsaw on this and we'll start cutting this. You can actually get templates for these. I've seen them on eBay. I think they're about 12 quid. I think they just sort of stick on. But really, my labour's a bit cheaper than that. I don't pay myself anything, so yeah, so 12 quid and just mark it out. And the other thing with a stick-on template, you obviously got to get it bang on, whereas this, if you draw a line wrong, you can always rub it out and draw it again. So yeah, thought I'd just go down this line. Yeah, yeah, right, let's get on with it. That's that cut all the way round. Should just be able to pop this over here now. One more piece of scrap. Got a big pile there. Some of that will get used up. Drawers and stuff like that, cupboards. Right. Yeah, I just got a few little bits to, well, went off the line. A couple little corners to tidy up, odd bits. So I'll go round with a file, rasp, that's what I call it. Straighten those lines up, then I'll just go with sandpaper, and then we'll go for a test fit. A quick file round and sand over. What side is this? This is actually the front, or the top. So that wants to go, that's the front side. That wants to go. See if it does actually fit. Moment of truth. I think the back end has to go in first because these hinges are we a bit tight somewhere? Looks like it. A bit tight. A bit tight there, which was that measurement I weren't sure about. Yeah, that one looks okay. So what do we want off there? Couple of mil off that one. I think that will go on then. Looks like that should be okay everywhere else. Right, nip a couple of mil off there. Right, that is on. I might just take, that's a little bit tight here, I might just take half a mil off that corner, and it's a little bit tight there as well, half a mil off there. I think that will be, that's down to the fixings, but that's a little bit tight, too tight for my liking. Oh, and yes, that tongue there, the depth of that in the end, that one there, is 20mm. If anyone is doing one the same, yeah, so I'll just nip these two bits out, give it another try, and if it all looks good, I'll then get some varnish on it. They're getting ready to fix this in place. I've just going to use some of these plastic, these things, fix-it blocks I think they're called. 20mm screws. This is 12mm ply. They won't go through. And yeah, just some careful spacing because you see I've just marked where the hinges go. Make sure I miss those, and also where the gas pipe is at the front there, so there's nothing in the way of that. Although I think this is not going to be in the way anyway, doesn't these? Right, so they're in place, and that needs to go over like that. There's a good fit, which I don't know if I can do at one end. Oh yeah, I'm not got it back to front, that's why. That's the back, that's the front. Right, there we go. That will go in there like that. So now get those screwed in. This will be firm then. I can get the hob in place and sink. There we are, that's how that'll look. It's not fixed in yet. Still got to do the cut my hole from the drain, and run my water pipe and gas pipe. That's the connection there for that. Yeah, that all fits in there quite nicely. I've still got a little bit of a tight spot here, I think. I might need to just take a bit more out somewhere on that corner. But apart from that, that will do. And obviously there's a rubber to go around here as well, rubber seal. Yeah, should be okay. Right, start to run some pipes, hoses. This is going to be for the freshwater tap. Got a hole there for the waste to go down, so that will be sitting somewhere around there. So that stuff there, corrugated stuff, should bend, go down there, down the back. You probably can't see in there, too dark, and then through the floor, and wire for the tap, 12 volts, and hole for the copper. And obviously these holes will all have to be sealed, because this is a gas drop chamber. Yeah, and a front on there as well. Yeah, so that is coming along. I had a bit more light in here. There we go. Better. Got a bit of a floor down. Yeah, just picked up a bit of vinyl for that side. Yeah, that's where my pipes and things come through there. That's all coming along. Right, I do have a little bit more to do to this this piece of or this cut out here for this sink. I don't know if you can see this, how that comes across, but where these pieces are, these little bits here, one there, one in each corner, where the fixings go, the screws go to hold the sink down, these need to be recessed by that. These here, they need a curve on them. And these, because although when I put the sink on here, it's actually flat and the lip of the seal is right on the surface. I'm pointing to it, not the camera. The usual trick. Yeah, so although the seal is down to the surface, when you put these little fixings in, don't show up very well, they're like a little cup which the screw goes inside, and then these little rubbers go in the top. So you need a depth for those to go, and there is a little cross-section drawing here which says 7mm, which to me, I think that's, put the glasses on. Yeah, so we need a little cutout in here, so I'll need to route some sections out. But my top is only 12mm deep. If I take a 7mm, route that whole piece out, 7mm deep, and the same with the other ones, there's going to be very little support for the sink. So what I think I'm going to do is route out the larger part for maybe 3mm, 2-3mm, something like that, and where the actual screw hole goes, where these cups go, I'll route it deeper. I'll route that to 7mm, and I'll just put some block of wood, or I'll just bond another piece of ply to the back, so I've got something decent to screw into, and give that a bit more support as well. Yeah, so that's the plan. Seems a rather complicated way to fix a sink onto me, but I guess the thinking is I've got to put some rubber bungs in to support the glass, so might as well incorporate that into the fixing. But yeah, not the best system really. But there we are, that's what it is. Yeah, so I shall now, I won't route it in here because that will make a real mess, so I'll just have to take this off again, get in the shed and sort that out. The first thing I shall do is just mark up where the little fixing holes go, so I'll probably just route those out because I just need a circle big enough for those little things to go in, little cups. I'll route those out first and then take the rest down, take the level down, and hopefully hopefully that'll work. We shall see. Right, so that's those done. So I've got that extra deep sort of pocket there for the little screw cup to go in, and then this not quite so deep. That's 2.5mm and that's 7mm. Yeah, so like I say, I might have to put some, you can see that one I've cut right to the edge. You can see there's not a lot there for the screw to grip into, so I might just bond some of the small piece of ply on the back there just for the screws to go in. Right, so I'll give that a try and see if that sits okay. Might just need to do a little bit more trimming up to see how it fits down, but that's the general idea anyway. Right, that's fitting nice and flush, or it will pull down anyway, and see there's a bit of rubber to go around there anyway, rubber seal, so that is sitting plenty low enough. I didn't need that full 7mm, except for where these little cups go. Right, let's just find one of those little cups and right in here. Okay. Right, some little cups, so they sit in there like that, and there is just a bit of gap below that, so that will pull down. Yeah, so that'll work lovely. Yeah, so what I'll do now, just bond some extra bits of ply on the back, little blocks. Just put that back in there, stop the glass from banging. Yeah, so I'll just bond some little bits of ply on the back of there, leave that to go off, then I'll need to just put some varnish on those bare bits of wood, and that'll be ready to go in then. Right, now we are ready to put the sink in, just about, I think. So, got my waste, got the water for the tap, left bonding, hole for the pipe for the gas. Yeah, and I've just gone over these with a bit of varnish. I think I will probably, that's a little bit wet actually, yeah, wait for that to dry off. I think I will probably put a little bit of silicone in the hole as well, just to make sure. Yeah, that was ready to go in. I did have to, okay. These are the earth, and any one of these you can use for earth. Yeah, so I couldn't get a bolt, it's too fiddly to get a bolt through that way, so I just put a tap in there, 5mm tap, and that. So got a little bolt there for the eyelet, so that could be bolted up. Yeah, ready to go. It was all going really well until I went to hit the tap. That It's way too small to go in there. That's the sealing washer. That one's huge. Why do you need such a big hole? Make a small hole first and we can always enlarge it. Bloody hell. So now got to source another tap. What a pain. Right, better measure that and see what we need. Right, well there we go. What I've got to do now is just put the other little, these shallower bungs in there. I think what I will do is put a little bit of silicone just to hold them in, because you know what's going to happen. They're going to ping off and get lost forever. Yeah, so that all works okay. I'll drop them down because there's no, well, there's only the rubbers here. Yeah, so that is all there. That's all nicely seated. Seal is tight all the way around. So that's all nipped down. Oh yeah, panic over about the tap. I actually ordered it as called it as a Comet, London Comet tap. I ordered that because that's what they do actually fit to these sinks, but because I didn't order it with the sink, it didn't come with the bigger washers which are in there, so I've just ordered some plastic. Couldn't get quite the right, quite the size I wanted, but they will do the job. Yeah, so I can just put a plastic washer over there, one underneath, and that will sort that out. So yeah, no need to worry with that. Just like I can't connect it up, which was I was hoping to do today, but there we are. That will have to wait for another day. Yeah, so we'll just get these little rubbers in, and that'll be it for today, I think. Yeah, it's probably a bit of a long video up to now. Don't know quite where I'm going to cut it, because I've got to do all the doors and drawers and all the rest of it, seal this front in and everything, so that's going to turn into a rather long video if I put it all in one. So yeah, this will either be in the first half or it might be in the second half, so yeah, we'll have to see how it goes when I come to edit it. Yeah, that's been a bit of a job so far to get that in. Still got all the pipes, wires and whatever over there to run back to my switches and connections. Water tank has got to go in, gas tank has got to go, gas box has got to go in, and the gas pipe has got to be run and connected as well, so there's still a fair bit to do. But yeah, I'll get those rubbers in and that'll be it for today, I think.